Dear students, welcome to physics class. And dear children, today I am going to start our next chapter, chapter number 10, and that is gravitation. And the very first topic of this chapter is universal law of gravitation. Okay, so first of all we will discuss what is the statement of this law. So this law states that if there are two masses, okay, so there will be force of attraction between these, which is directly proportional to the product of the masses of these two objects and inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. Okay, so suppose if m1 and m2 are two masses and r is the distance between their centers. So according to universal law of gravitation, there will be force of attraction between these two. M1 will pull M2 towards its side and M2 will pull M1 towards its side. Okay, so every object in this universe attracts every other object with a force. Okay, so this is the first part of the statement. Okay, and which is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of distance between these two objects. Okay, so on combining equation 1 and 2, see what we get. We are getting F is directly proportional to m1 m2 upon r square. Whenever we want to remove this sign of proportionality, we have to place there some constant. So the constant that is placed in this equation is capital G. Okay, so F equals to capital G, where G is gravitational constant, G into m1 m2 upon r square. The value of G is 6.67 into 10 raised to power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. Okay, so how we have come to know about these units, how we can find out the units of this G, capital G. Okay, so from this equation, let it be equation number 3. So from equation number 3, see what we get. We are getting F equals to G m1 m2 upon r square. So further we can write it as G equals to F into r square upon m1 into m2. Okay, so from here unit of force is Newton into r is distance, so distance square means meter square upon mass m1 is measured in kg into kg. Okay, so from here we are getting the units Newton meter square per kg square. So that is how we can get the units of G. So the units of G is Newton meter square per kg square. Now children, we will discuss what are the importances of universal law of gravitation, how it is important to us. So the very first importance is that it gives us the explanation of how our solar system works. Okay, how our solar system works. Okay, so the first thing it explains is the how different planets they are revolving around the sun, or why these are revolving around the sun, because sun is a body with huge mass, so it attracts rest of the planets towards itself, which gives a centripetal force, which provides the necessary centripetal force for a planet to revolve around the sun. Okay, second is it also explains the phenomena of high tide and low tide. Okay, so how high tide and low tide, high tide and low tide phenomena. Okay, so it explains the high tide and low tide phenomena. Actually, what happens at the time of high tide? Suppose if this is Earth and somewhere here is a moon. Okay, so whatever water is present, suppose this is the water that is present in oceans, so due to the gravitational pull of moon, this water is attracted towards moon. Okay, and so the water starts moving toward it and rises more, so there is a phenomena of high tide. Exactly after some time, what happens when moon comes in this place after a gap of almost 6 hours and some minutes? So what happens when moon is toward this side, so water will be attracted toward this side, so at this place there will be a region of low tide. Okay, so high tide and low tide, how these take place, this is due to the universal this is how universal law of gravitation explain this phenomena. And the third one is your rainfall or snowfall. Okay, rainfall or snowfall, it also explains the phenomena of rainfall or snowfall. Why rain always falls towards earth? Okay, so this is because earth having a huge mass, so it attracts the drops of water towards itself and rain falls towards the surface of earth. Okay, same is the case with snowfall. And number 4 is it also explains the flow of rivers. Why your rivers always flow from higher level to lower level? Because earth pulls every object towards its center, so water starts moving towards the place which is at comparatively at a lower level. So this is why rivers always flow from higher level to lower level. So these were the importances, or these were the phenomena which can be explained on the basis of universal law of gravitation. So dear children, our next topic that is given in your NCERT books is free fall. So first we should understand what is the meaning of free fall. So whenever any object is allowed to fall freely from a height under the action of gravity, okay, so that situation is called as free fall. Okay, no other force interferes, only the object falls only under the influence of gravitational force of earth or for a particular planet. So that kind of fall is called as free fall. Like, see, if this pen falls freely under the action of gravity, so what you will observe here, see, so the initial velocity of this pen is right now it is 0, but as I release it, it will start gaining some velocity. Okay, so means there is a change in velocity. So this is a sort of accelerated motion. Okay, and what is basically, what is the cause of this acceleration? So the force of gravity that is pulling any object downwards, that force is responsible for the gravity, or that gravitational forces, basically it is the reason why any object gets accelerated when it is under free fall. Okay, so the motion of a body under free fall, it is accelerated motion. So now we are going to find out the acceleration that is due to gravity. For that we will find out the relation. So see children, any object that is moving downwards, okay, this is due to the gravitational force. This is due to the gravitational force of earth. Okay, so let us suppose that m is the mass of this object, so it is pulled towards the earth. So suppose this is earth bigger, and capital M is the mass of earth, r is the radius of earth. So any object that is a small object that is on the surface of object, for this the distance from center of earth, it is almost equal to the radius of earth. Okay, so gravitational force between this small m, small mass m, and this earth having capital M as mass, this force will be equals to g mass of earth into mass of moon upon the square of distance between two objects. So this is upon r square. Okay, similarly, why any object is falling towards the surface of object, this force is also called as weight. Okay, and weight can be given as, weight is the force that is responsible for moving any object towards the surface of earth. So this is given as mg. Now this weight is the force, weight is actually the force that is provided by the earth due to gravitational force. Okay, so from here equation 1 and 2 are for the same force. This weight is gravitational force of earth. Okay, so from here we can say that mg equals to g m upon r square. Now see, this m is common on both sides, so it will cancel out. So from here we are getting g equals to g m upon r square. So what is this g? G is basically acceleration due to gravity. Okay, so the relation for acceleration due to gravity, we are getting g equals to g m upon r square. Now if you want to find out the value of this g on the surface of earth, so gravitation constant, it is 6.67 into 10 raised to power minus 11 into mass of earth is 6 into 10 raised to power 24 kg upon radius of earth is 6.4 into 10 raised to power 6 meter. Okay, so r square means square of this, and on solving all this we will get the value of g. It comes out to be approximately 9.8, and the unit, because this is acceleration, so unit will be that of acceleration, meter per second square. So for earth, on the surface of earth, we will always use this g as 9.8 meter per second square, although the value of this g will change with height or depth, but in class 9th we are only considering g to be constant. Rest of the things we will study in class plus 1. Okay, so g is 9.8 meter per second square on the surface of earth, although this acceleration due to gravity varies from one point to another even on the surface of earth. Okay, so see children, here we are getting the equation that g equals to gm upon r square. Right now I will explain how it varies from this on the surface of earth. So we know that our earth, it is not a complete sphere, rather it is little bit oval in shape. Okay, so if we talk about the radii, so see, if this is the center of earth, so here r, and this is equator, and here it is pole. Okay, so let it be r dash. R is the radius of the earth near the equator, and r dash is the radius near the poles. Okay, let us suppose this is the pole of earth. So this r is greater than r dash. Okay, so wherever r is greater, so denominator will be greater and g will be lesser, because g is inversely proportional to the square of radius of earth. Okay, so at equator the value of g, at equator the value of g will be less than the value of g at pole. Okay, value of acceleration due to gravity at equator will be less than value of acceleration due to gravity at poles. Okay, so ultimately what happens if I multiply it with mass of any object, okay, both sides, so mg e means mg at equator is less than mg at pole. Right now we have discussed what is mg. Mg is weight. So weight of an object at equator is less than the weight of object at poles. There is one question in your NCERT books that two friends are there. One of them buys some amount of gold at poles, okay, and then he wants to hand over that gold to his friend who is living somewhere near equator. Okay, so will his friend agree with the amount of gold? So this particular equation or this inequality will give us the relation that the weight of that particular gold at equator will be less whatever his friend has measured it on poles. Okay, so that is how your g changes with the shape of earth, because of the shape of the earth, and that is how the weight of object changes from one place to another. Okay dear children, so this was the topics, these were the topics that I wanted to discuss today. Rest of the topics I will take in our next class. So wish you good luck, revise and make notes. Thank you.